So now we're going to talk about the three pillars of content. So all week long, well, I should say all of last week and the week before, we've been talking about content. And content sounds like a very drab, a very boring topic. However, your brand cannot grow on social media without content. Content is simply what you put out there for people to engage and know and learn about your brand. So you need to have content, you need to have engagement, you need to have all of these wonderful things to grow your brand. So while the word content sounds very drab, it sounds very stale, without content, you don't exist. You simply do not exist without content, whether that content is written, whether it is visual, whether it is coming to you via video, or whether it is audio. So whether it's a podcast, whether it's something where you're just dropping little audio snippets, you need content. You need content in order to be visible and, for persons to engage with your brand. And so you have to identify your ideal client in order for your content to be effective. It's not just about posting, but it's about posting effectively. When I post, or when you post, you must know who you're posting to. Who are you trying to attract? And these are these types of things, like target audience, these types of terms that I often use, target audience, or being specific. It sounds like I'm being repetitive, but you have to now narrow down your ideal audience, and you have to know who they are, okay? So you have to know who your ideal client is. For examples of being specific and knowing who your ideal client is. So instead of saying, I'm in the marketing industry and I'm catering to restaurants, I can say I'm in the marketing industry and my ideal client is catering to sushi restaurants. Or I'm the marketing industry, I'm in the clothing or cosmetic or female boutique industry, and my clients are working mothers with toddlers. My product may be different. Those mothers may just want to spend a little bit more time, sprucing up themselves. They may like the bright colors. They may like the spring colors. I may have some lip sets that they can get for their daughters. So that's how specific you have to be with identifying your ideal client. Another example of being specific with identifying your ideal client is stylish women between the ages of 25 to 45. So if I have a clothing boutique, I can say that not only do I cater to women, but I cater to stylish women, meaning that I have the latest trends. Everything that the celebrities are posting, I have. Everything that's online, I have. Everything that you see come across your screen, I have. I cater to stylish women between the ages of 25 to 45. That's an example of being specific. One last example is business owners. If I say, okay, I'm in the marketing industry and I'm catering not only to business owners, but business owners in their first 2 years of operation. So what does that mean? My content is going to be specific to startup. My content is going to be specific to the things that you need to pay attention to in the first 1 to 3 years. I'm going to talk about the stumbling blocks. I'm going to talk about the challenges. I'm going to talk about the things that you wish that you do not, the mistakes that you wish that you do not make within those first 3 years to build your business. So that's an example of identifying your ideal audience and being specific. And so let's get into content and the pillars of content that you need to pull from in order to be effective with your posting. These are pillars that you can pull from to build engagement really quickly. So you must get as specific as possible so that when you write your content and post it to your profile, you know exactly who you're speaking to. You must know their problems in order to speak to their solutions. And so no matter what industry we may be in, so I listed some just a few minutes ago, do you know what the problems are those people are facing? Do you know what keeps them up at night? Do you know what causes them to think? What causes them to stop? What causes them to lose sleep? You have to identify those things first. Let's not jump over those points, okay? So you have to be able to identify the problem within your target audience in order to be able to offer a solution. The market for being general has gone away. There's no room for general anymore. The internet is too saturated and too crowded for that. There is no room for general anymore. Get as specific as possible with your packages, with your business offering, and what you have to offer to your audience, okay? So there are three main platforms that we use every single day, or I should say at least 3 times out of the week, to post our content to. So you have obviously Facebook, you obviously have Instagram, and you have YouTube. So there are 3 things that you are doing. There are 3 platforms that you are posting to all of the time, or posting to more often than the others: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And there are 3 things that you are always doing on this platform. And hear me, please. Open up your ears and hear me, please. There are 3 things that you are always doing on this platform. You are either always writing, you are either always recording, or you are either always posting a video. Recording meaning audio, and video meaning visual, okay? Or doing a live. So those are the 3 things that you are always doing on these platforms. And then let's think about it for a minute. If you say, okay, I'm trying to grow my brand, I'm trying to grow my business, I'm trying to do all of these things in order to be effective and build up my brand, I'm trying to get my name out there, then let's examine this. How many times per week do you actually put content out there? Think about it now. How many times per week do you put content out there? Whether it is written, whether it is recorded video or live video, or whether it is recorded audio or live audio. How many times per week do you put content out there? All of that is a part of growing your brand. You cannot sit in the shadows and expect people to know who you are. You have to step up and you have to put yourself out there, okay? So you have to be willing to come on social media using either one of those methods, written, oral, or video, daily, okay? You have to be willing to do those things daily, especially if you're in the building phases, or let's just say you're rebranding yourself, or if you're trying to launch a new product or service, or you're just trying to build engagement. You're trying to get your followers up. You're trying to get persons to know about you. You're trying to chart your way forward and set the stage for the months ahead. You have to be willing to put content out there daily on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. You need to determine where your audience is, okay? So just choose one. If that is complicated for you, if you're saying, you know what, that is going to overwhelm me, I cannot take it, I have too much things to do in my life. For those of you who would have gotten my email, you would have seen that I would have said, you know what, how are you supposed to post daily and live life and go to work and take care of the kids and take care of the home? How are you supposed to post daily? So just choose one of those platforms. You don't have to cater to all of those platforms. Choose one of those platforms. Dedicate yourself to building up one of those platforms, okay? So a lot of people, like I said, say my brand isn't growing, it isn't going anywhere, and they don't know where to start. So getting started in the online space is all about being strategic. Another word you're going to hear me say a whole lot. It's all about using strategy. So you know on a Sunday when you're planning your week that you're going to post on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I need you to think about, actually from Saturday, what are you going to post about? What is your goal? Let's just say for the end of the month, what are you going to post about? What do you want people to buy into? What do you want people to know about your product? Why do you want them to engage with you? What is your goal? What are you doing? Are you launching? Are you rebranding? Are you just expanding? What are you doing? Because that is going to determine how you post for that week and the week after. You have to plan these things. You have to be strategic, okay? So everyone needs to start by challenging themselves to posting one piece of content daily. And content can be simple, meaning it can be short, or it can be long. You know, sometimes, and I'm famous for this, sometimes we post and it's a whole essay under the post. So it can be long, it can be short, it can be simple, it can be however you need it, however long or short you need it to be. So let's look at the pillars of content. Let's get into the pillars of content. There are 3 pillars of content that you can pull from in order to build engagement quickly with your brand, okay? And like I said, it's either written, audio, or visual, but there are 3 pillars that you can pull from. And so the first pillar when it comes to content that you can pull from is the documenting pillar. So you're documenting every single move. And let me explain before you say, oh gosh, I cannot do that. Skip to the next one, right? So picture a camera following you around for 1 week, right? So you have a shadow, that's a camera following you around from 1 week, from the moment that you wake up. From brushing your teeth, you're getting dressed to go to work, you're interacting with people daily. Even if you say you work from home, or even if you say, oh, my life is boring, or even if you say, you know what, nothing is interesting about my life. Just picture you being recorded every single day. Now this is going to cause you to take a mental note. You're gonna jog your memory right now. You're gonna go through your memory right now and just think about your day, even as I'm speaking, the things that you would have done that would have been interesting on camera. So look at your daily activities and see what you can document that would spark your interest with your audience. And so for example, stick with me. For example, if you are, let's just say, in real estate, you can show footage of you walking through homes for sale or on properties for sale. So you can show yourself browsing the internet. Look at the new homes on the market now. Look at how the prices have dropped. Look at how these areas are opening up. Look at how this would be good for my clients who are newlyweds. Look at how this would be good for my clients who are looking to build apartments. You know, you can just show yourself scrolling through content, or going to visit properties, or even preparing your plan for the week. You can post a picture of you with your notebook or whatnot. So that's an example. These little small daily activities. So that's the documenting pillar. You can document your daily activities and look at the things that you do daily that would be great on camera that you can post about, okay? Another example, if you own a retail clothing store, you can show yourself preparing new inventory for your racks and showing your models getting dressed up to head out in these clothing, in these garments, in these new top and bottoms, these new dresses, okay? So if you own a retail clothing store, you can show yourself preparing new inventory. You can show yourself ordering new inventory. You can show yourself preparing for the new year. You can show yourself reorganizing your store, opening up your store with the lock and the key. You can show yourself preparing your day, preparing your books. There are different things that you do throughout the day. So if you are, let's just say, if you are in the food and beverage industry, you can show yourself buying your ingredients in the food store, cutting them up in the kitchen, experimenting with new recipes. There are different things that you can show your audience that you do every single day that you don't even think twice about. You're like, nobody is gonna want to see that. Okay? Nobody's going to want to see that. But these are things that you can take a quick snapshot of and show. So you can have days that you post about the things that you document, that with activities that you do every single day. So that's one. That's a pillar of documentation. Okay? So the second pillar that we can look at is the pillar of education. The pillar of education. So you already have your days scheduled. The first 1 day, 2 days out of the week, I'm gonna post about something that I am documenting with my everyday activities. So that's one pillar, okay? So the second pillar is the education pillar. So you can educate your market. So you may say, okay, I don't have anything solid set up yet, like a digital store or a membership or info products or anything like that I can educate my customer base with. There's nothing that I can educate my customers about or on because my brand is just not there yet. Give me a minute. So let's look at your cell phone now, right? And picture you as the business owner that you are, talking on your phone all day, receiving calls, all day WhatsApping, all day, getting off the phone all day. Let's say you had a call recorder app on your phone that documents all of your calls. So let me give you some of the examples of the types of calls that you receive every single day. Okay, so let's just say the types of calls that you receive every single day. So we're on the pillar of education when it comes to content. So you're trying to think about ways to educate your customer. So the first pillar was documentation. You're documenting your daily activities. The second pillar is education. So here's how you do that, even if you don't have a digital store. So on your phone, using the example, you're taking a look at all the calls that you receive throughout the day. Let's just say you spoke to your supplier about new inventory scheduled to ship in January again. Or let's just say you hired a new team member and you told them, you know what, I want you to come in on Tuesday to sign. You're hired. That's a call that you received on your phone. Let's just say you got irate at a customer. You had an irate customer who tried to take advantage of you or one of your staff members or, one of your team members. That's a conversation that you would have had. Or something that you would have talked about on your phone. Or let's just say you had to negotiate a deal. You're getting a new piece of equipment. You are getting some new attire. You had to negotiate a deal, or you had to put out a fire, meaning you had to end an argument. You had to do all these things, right? So these are the different types of conversations that come through your phone that your call recorder app would have taken note of. So all day you would have dealt with putting out fires, ordering inventory, hiring new team members. You have spoken to all of these different types of people, right? So let me ask you this, right? And this may not seem interesting to you. And I've found that in developing, info products and growing my brand and speaking to different people who live in different countries and different areas and whatnot, what I may not think is relevant, or what I may not think is even interesting, what I may not think is even worth it, people love to hear about it. People love to know how to deal with it. So do you know how many entrepreneurs or even people in your target market would like to know how to do all of these things on a day-to-day basis? Do you know how much people you would just spark the interest of so much people if you're in business and you're teaching them and you're showing them look, I had to negotiate this deal for you guys, and this is what I had to go through. So I had to order this product from January, and it's going to be here this March, and this is going to be here for spring for my new promotion, and this is what I had to go through, and this is how I dealt with that situation, because I always want to give my customer the best deal at the best price. Do you know how many entrepreneurs would want to know how you dealt with a bad situation? That would speak to your character. That would show them why they want to do business with you. Or you handled that situation so well. You were so mature with that. You did not allow that to get to you. You were able to pick up your emotions and pick up everything and just continue to go throughout your day, and nothing was affected. Your customers weren't affected. And so automatically, as your customer, whether that situation has anything to do with the product that you offer, I'm looking at, wow, you know what? He or she is really mature. He or she really knows how to handle their business. He or she is really, really good at dealing with people and resolving situations. And so I'm educating my customer based on the day-to-day activities that I encounter through my cell phone. So whether it's speaking to a supplier, hiring a new team member, getting new inventory, putting out arguments, dealing with difficult clients, whatever it is, you are speaking to your audience and educating your audience on how you handle these situations, and how you went on in research mode, and how you did your due diligence. You are speaking to your audience. And so that's the second pillar. You're educating your customer. All of these pillars are ways that your audience now they're getting to know you for who you are. They're getting to know you for who you put yourself out there to be. They look forward to hearing from you because every day you either coming to them with what you're doing to prep yourself for today, the documents that you have to show for the behind the scenes work, the new properties that you show in, the new recipes, or how you handle the price change, how you dealt with a new team member. They're just looking forward to what you come in with day to day. And so this is what you have to keep in mind and bear in mind. So you have the pillar of documentation. You have the pillar of education that you can post from and create content from, and these are easy ways. So on a Saturday, on a Sunday, you would have already scheduled in your calendar what you're going to post and what day you're going to post these things. Okay, so you know what days you're going to post about what you document throughout your day. You know what days you're going to educate your customer based on your either past experience or present experiences that you've had throughout the day on your cell phone. The third thing, and let me tell you something, as trivial as this sounds, this is the third pillar that you can post from. And it's called the pillar of venting, okay? And there is just something about a good rant that people love, okay? You vent about your experience, your opinion on a certain topic related to your industry. And so really take the time, this is where you really take the time to state where you stand and what your position is on that particular topic. And so this is where you have to now be aware of what is going on in your industry. So whether it be an industry trend, a current event that is industry related, or the latest news or word of inspiration, anything. There's just something about a good rant that makes people stop and stare. They're going to read the entire thing. Okay, now don't rant every day. Have one day out of the week that you give a good rant, that you talk about what your position is, that you vent, that you tell everybody where you stand with a particular situation. Man, anytime something go down in your industry, anytime something launch, anytime it's something, whether it's local or global, they come into your page to see what you have to say on the topic because they know that you don't hide how you feel about what goes on in your industry and in the business world at large. Okay, so those are the three pillars. And so let me know, Instagram and Facebook, let me know if that was helpful to you tonight. The three pillars that you can post from. The pillar of documentation. So picture a camera following you around every day. You're looking at what you have to do to prepare to work, prepare to fulfill your tasks, prepare behind the scenes, the new things that you're going to explore. So that's the pillar of documentation. The next pillar is the pillar of education. The pillar of educating. You're educating your customer on the different things that you deal with on a day-to-day basis, and you're telling them how you handled that team member, how you prepared for this new promotion because you want to make sure they got the best prices. You're educating them on how you put out a fire, you dealt with a bad situation. You're educating them on these things that you deal with from day to day. The third thing, like I said, was venting. So you're venting on a particular topic that happened either locally or globally that has to deal with your industry, or it may not deal with your industry. You're just stating where you stand with the situation, and people look forward to coming to your page because they know that you post about relevant topics, that you're always up to date, that your information is current, and that you know what you're talking about. They know that you'll never fall behind, and they know that they could never sleep on you. So those are the types of pillars that you can post from. You can either choose, and I would say when you're starting, you don't have to post on all three, okay? So you don't have to post on all three of these pillars. You choose one of these pillars. Choose one of these pillars, just not to overwhelm yourself. Choose one of these pillars that you can post from every single day. But just know, when you, and let me tell you, I'll be very transparent with you guys. When you start to post, sometimes you don't even know what the end goal is. So sometimes you may not even know that, okay, at the end of the month, I want to launch my program. At the end of the month, I want to launch my rebranding exercise. At the end of the month, I want to launch my new store. Sometimes you're not clear what is going to happen at the end of the week, the end of the month, or whatnot, but you just have in your mind, you just know exactly how you want your brand to be perceived and what you want people to know. And so you start posting, and then you start getting feedback. I don't care if it's just one person. I don't care if it's just one person that gives you the feedback that you need. You get that feedback. And you pay attention to that person. You answer that question, because guess what? That person is going to say, hey, I have a friend who needs the same service done. Let me refer that friend. And then that friend is going to say, hey, you know something? My mother and father, they need this done as well. So let me get them in on this. You never know who's watching, okay? And let me tell you this. I'll tell you this, and I've said this over and over. It is important to build your engagement and build your following. Yes, that is very important. But once you were to build that up, you have to know how to take those people off of social media and put them in your database, and now be able to engage with them in order to convert. Okay? It's not about just building up your followers. It's about converting your followers and being able to get paid clients. Once they're a client, once they're paying you, they're a client. So it's just about being able to convert and being strategic about your approach. So don't just focus on posting daily, but focus on being effective in your posting every day. Okay? Thank you so much, Fit and Firm Queen. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Once again, thank you guys for walking with me these past 3 weeks. I really appreciate your feedback. Like I said, thank you guys for those who have registered for the content planning workshop coming up on this Saturday. It's only $39, and we're going to be planning 90 days of content. So that's January, February, and March. 90 days of content. For those of you who are on Instagram, the link is in my bio. For those of you who are on Facebook, I'm going to post the link in the comments, and it's also in the Facebook group as well. And so it's $39, and we plan 90 days worth of content for your business. So January, February, and March, you know exactly what programs you're launching. You know exactly what products you're launching. You know exactly how you're going to rebrand your business, how you're going to put yourself out there, how you're going to build your brand, okay? And the good thing about it is, those that are a part of the content planning workshop, I have a special surprise for you guys where you're going to get something at a very, 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 very special rate, first dibs, and you're not going to be disappointed. Let me put it that way. And so, like I said, you can head over to the link in my bio, or you can go to the link in the comments and register for the content planning workshop where we talk about the next 90 days, and we plan out your business, how you're going to post, what you're going to post, when you're going to post it, how you're going to grow your brand through engagement, how you're going to convert, how you're going to build up your audience, what is going to bring you that $5,000 month that you want in February, or that you want in March, that you want in January. All of that we're going to talk about in the content planning workshop. So thank you guys again for another wonderful night. I'm so proud of myself. I was actually on time tonight, 8:15. And if there's any questions or comments, feel free to DM me like you guys always do, whether you're watching the live or watching the replay. Feel free to direct message me. Feel free to reach out to me and just let me know what your thoughts are. And we can go from there. And so you guys have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful night, Instagram. Have a wonderful night, Facebook. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see. I'm just seeing these comments on Facebook. So Kathy said, hey, Kathy, how you doing, girl? Documentation, education, venting. I definitely got a different take on educating the tribe. I do a little, but never classify it as education. The feedback is necessary. Thank you so much, Kathy and Anitra, for tuning in on Facebook. And for those of you that tuned in on Instagram, thank you so much. Like I said, register for the content planning workshop. We're going to be going through the next 90 days to really build out your brand and build out your content and make it just easier for you to post every single day. Let me ask you guys something. Because I was just toying with an idea, and I like to have these transparent moments. I like to have transparent moments on my lives. So let me ask you guys something. How would you feel, or how would you appreciate being a part of a community, a paid community, that is, being a part of a community where we go deeper into the topics that I talk about on lives? So for example, let me give you an example. If I talk about monetizing your content and building influence around your content, right? And I say, okay, you need to run sponsored ads to get a certain level of engagement in order to sell out on a particular promotion. And I say, okay, within the community, every month we're going to have a different objective. And let's just say that the objective in January is, I'm going to show you how to build an ad from scratch. I'm going to take you in the back end of the business manager. I'm going to show you how to build that up. I'm going to show you how to run different types of split tests with your ads. I'm going to show you how to get the most bang for your buck with your advertising. I'm going to show you how to do all these things, how to run messenger ads, how to run timeline ads, how to run ads on Instagram only to get the highest level of conversion. How would you feel? Put a 1 in the chat if you would appreciate something, a community like that, where you learn how to do these marketing tasks yourself in order to be able to get the most bang for your buck with every single promotion. And so we're going to talk about how to attract the clients, how to build the ads, how to do all these things. How would you feel? What is that something? Put a 1 in the chat if that is something that you would be interested in. And if I don't see no 1s, that means that y'all ain't interested in it. Instagram or Facebook. If I don't see no 1s, that means that is not something that you would be interested in. So let me know. Okay, I don't see no 1, so y'all ain't interested in it. Okay. See, this is why I ask my community before I do anything first. I always ask before I do anything. That way I know what to launch, when to launch it, and what the response is going to be like. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, Facebook. And you guys have a wonderful night. And remember to pull from those. Oh, thank you, Chevy. So that's one person that said a 1. Thank you. I am TSHAI on Instagram. Thank you guys. So thank you guys for your feedback. I really, really appreciate it. Because sometimes we don't, how should I say this? Sometimes we don't want to pay for certain tasks to be done, right? When I say pay, I mean for the actual service. We would just rather be a DIYer and, pay for you to teach me how to do it and let me continue to learn how to do these things. And so, like I said, that community would be all about that. Thank you, Fit and Firm Queen, for your feedback. So that community would be all about that. And not only that, the things that we go over in the lives, it's going to go much deeper. And so you will have access to all of these trainings. And it'll be on a much deeper level. And so it'll have stage 1, it'll have stage 2, it'll have stage 3, and it'll show you how to do every single thing when it comes to marketing, Facebook, ad management, building your clientele, messenger, all those good things. So hey Kiki. So thank you guys for your feedback. I'm grateful for the 1s. And I'll keep you guys posted, but register for the content planning workshop. Those who have registered or those who will be there on Saturday at 10 o'clock, they're going to get a special surprise, meaning that I'm launching something very soon. And you guys are those who are a part of the workshop are going to get first dibs, and this is first dibs all year round. Meaning, let's just say it's the membership, right? Those who are a part of the content planning workshop, every digital product that I would ever launch or my company would ever launch in, and this is just an example, in 2021, you guys would either get it for free or at 50% off. So that's the type of value that will be given in terms of registering for this workshop. It's value that will last all year long. It'll be the best $39 that you've ever spent. Okay, so I'm going to post the link in the comments on Instagram. You can go check out my bio, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night. So thank you for joining me.